Welcome to Earl Stewart on Cars with Earl and Nancy Stewart. Reach them with your questions at 877-960-9960.
I mentioned on the show last week that Nancy and I were going out to the Tesla dealership in Riviera Beach, and we did. And I have to confess that I was toying with the idea of buying a Tesla. I'm not going to say I totally reject it, but we were a little disappointed, and we're putting that impulse on hold. So we'll tell you a little bit later about our experience at the Tesla dealership. It's kind of like an open mystery shopping report because we were recognized, but it still was an interesting experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And to test drive and take delivery of a car are two of the most important and the only reason to go into a car dealership.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the Tesla visit, and nothing exciting at all. I mean, but we were there, so let's talk about it. Frankly, I was
great staff.
Frankly, I was a little disappointed at some of the fundamentals. It is a car dealership, is service and sales, and it was. You think of Elon Musk as being, the smartest guy in the world, probably one of the smartest guys in the world. But it all goes down to what happens if you don't execute and monitor and see what's going on. But it was really a sloppy car dealership. We pulled in about 10:30 after the show, and there was no parking places because the salespeople had their cars parked in all the customer parking, and then we'll park in the service area. We pulled in the service area, but they had pylons up where we couldn't get into the service area, so I had to park the car. My car, I had to park it illegally and walk in the front door, and all the salespeople clustered around having coffee, and but everybody was polite and took us on a drive in a Model S. We wanted the P, with a power package, but they didn't have one, which is another strike. And we went on a test drive. And I was interested in the autopilot because the salesman told us that the autopilot was essentially a autonomous car capable, but they couldn't turn it on until it became legal, which I believe is true. But he says it's pretty much autopilot now. So we turned the autopilot on, took my hands off the wheel, and I'm driving along, and we come over a bridge. All of a sudden, the car starts going like this, back and forth. I had to grab the wheel, got on the other side of the bridge, and I said to the salesman, "What was that?" He said, "Well, it's never done that before." He said, I think it had something to do with the fact that there's no white line on the right-hand side of the bridge, and the autopilot has to track the white line.
Yeah, they have to pick that up.
I said, "Now you tell me." And anyway,
it was pretty exciting.
And a lot of the technical things in the car were not. The last time we did this was a couple of years ago, and Tesla, strangely enough, has fallen behind in certain things. The Google map on a very large screen in front of you did not have voice recognition, and you couldn't say, "Hey Google, take me to the Taco Bell." It wouldn't do that, but I could do exactly that with my iPhone. So, it's just the high tech image I have about now. Here, this is really interesting. I didn't even mention this, but. I'm a boring guy. I don't listen to music. All I listen to is CNBC, which is on satellite radio. So I said when I was thinking about buying the Tesla, I said I want to have the XM. They said, "Well, you can't get that if you have the full glass roof," which really looks cool. And the Model SP, they have this big glass roof. So, "Well, you can't get the XM radio." I said, "Well, why can't I get the XM radio?" And they gave me some lame
antenna thing.
I mean, here you
and with the sunroof.
Anyway, so that's some of the. But I will say this about the salesperson, if he's listening, he was so good and knew his product so well, and he did such a good job. I tried to hire him. So he was really. They had an outstanding salesperson over there.
Yeah.
And
there were a few things that we didn't like about. We were so hyped up to get over there to take this test drive. And, my opinion of the staff, they were very relaxed. It was, an energetic group. They had information that we needed, but it just didn't meet our expectations.
I think Elon Musk, bottom line, if this is an example of these other stores, and you stockholders out there, a lot of people buying this Tesla stock, I'd worry about his fact of his inability to actually retail the vehicles that he's trying to sell. He might be creating a good vehicle, and certainly the technology is amazing, but you got to have the technology throughout the whole car, and you have to have reliability, and you have to have execution of your sales process. But here I am giving Elon Musk advice, which is kind of silly.
Wasn't it exciting whenever you just let go of that steering wheel? And we were on 95.
It was exciting when it started swerving back and forth. Yes.
Yeah, swerving back. After being a passenger with you, it didn't even move me.
Nancy's used to that. Yeah.
I'm very seasoned.
Wow.
I'm a seasoned driver with Earl Stewart.
Hi, this is Earl Stewart. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to be notified of new videos that we post to our YouTube channel, simply click on the subscribe button at the lower right-hand side of the screen.